board. Safety training hubcaps, I'd imagine. Assembly instructions. Warning, do not remove from metal cage.
Oh, that's your battery.
Yeah.
Hey, so open that up there, child. I'll start charging it.
Wow.
No electrolyte in it.
Oh, what do you charge it or something before you pull it off and bloop?
This is your electrolyte.
Yeah, but you say that like I know what you're talking about.
Electrolyte is the water you put in the battery.
Gotcha.
So you just, yeah, you need to do that. Like
So what do you peel this open and you?
each one of these should fill out. Yeah, I would read the. What's it say?
Yeah, I think basically you go whoop. I just don't know what keeps it in there. Metal surface and remove the metal. Seal and sheet.
Sweet.
Okay. Take the shrink wrapping off the electrolyte container and remove strip of caps. With electrolyte container upside down. That. Oh, you just push and it breaks all the holes.
Okay.
With the electrolyte. Oh, can you turn that? In case I want to use just for a minute if I use this audio. With the electrolyte container upside down, place it into the battery, matching the 6 sealed feeders with the 6 ports. Press down strongly to break the seal. Electrolyte should flow. Do not tilt the electrolyte container. Okay, so
which way does this go?
it doesn't specifically say, but it's universal. There's nothing.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So inside the holes, there are little tubes that are going to puncture the aluminum foil on this container.
Which contains electrolyte, commonly known as battery acid.
Battery acid. All right. So what we're going to do is put this on top of here and then push down. It's going to tear a hole in all of those things and allow it to fill without hopefully spilling anywhere. All right.
Hey, hang on. And reference them.
Good idea to wear safety glasses. All right, here. This. Easier said than done. There we go. Now it warns you not to tilt it, so you're gonna just let that, you can see the bubbles start to form at the top. Maybe we'll give it a little bit of help here. If air bubbles do not begin to rise, tap the bottom of the container 2 or 3 times, or pierce the container bottom with a needle. So basically, if you're not getting good airflow, you can put a little hole up here. You got something sharper. We're just going to gently place a hole up top here to create airflow.
In every cell.
And yeah, so I'm trying to see which part is the thinnest. It might be on the edge here. That one go down. Yeah. As you can see, once the air has some place to go, which in this case is inside the container, it allows those to fill a lot quicker. Zoom up, you can see any of that. Is a lot quicker. Make sure this is completely empty, says the instructions. Be sure the container is completely empty, then slowly pull the container out of the battery. The acid will have been completely absorbed by the separators and plates in the battery. Sealing the battery, fit the strip of caps into the filler ports. Make sure the strip sits flush with the top of the battery. That's what this guy is. There's your caps. I think we're pretty good here. I'm gonna remove that, preferably without splashing anything. Up there. Up there. And push that down until it's flush with the top of the battery. We're going to get rid of this. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to wash your hands. Clean up any splashes in the garbage. All right, so that part's done. Charging, installation. What is that little guy for? All right. Oh, look at that. I didn't even realize. So, just FYI, the instructions are a little bit out of order because inside this bag is a little pin you can use. We just used a hole punch, but the next column talks about this particular pin. It's inside a little thing here, so if you don't have anything sharp, they've actually given you one. There you go. But anyway, we got that part done. Now we got to charge the battery. That is what is also in this little bag. Let's see, where's the... So these slide inside. It's hollow on this side. So we're going to slide these in on the side. So yeah, there were instructions in the battery itself. And then there's also instructions about the battery in the assembly instructions. So ultimately these are probably going to trump whatever comes with the battery because the battery's instructions are generic. What'd you say, 2 amps?
I set on a 2 amp charge rate, yeah.
No. Battery's currently at 32%. Oh, and 12 volts. Here. So, these out. Alright, so we are back to the 12 millimeter. here. Bottom of this.
Okay. How do you know it's all off the bottom? It's not square. Okay.
So take all this off. Feed this through here. I know, well, yeah, well, they used every extra space. It's like the engineering that goes into putting it in the box might be more.
Size is that before you get too far. Did you get to it on the socket and ratchet or not?
Not the. Well, an open. What size is it?
Well, 9/16 will work. I'm sure it's a metric version, but
9/16. It's like a metric equivalent.
it's not that. I'll hold this.
There we go.
Work or not? Yeah.
Now that you can keep moving it.
It's not better. You gotta align when you get the handlebars on. I gave you a ratchet wrench. It doesn't work. Use it on it?
No.
You hold off until you get the handlebars in there.
Yeah.
To clear them straight for me.
Yep.
They'll line it. It's gonna
All right, so there's this bag in here. Let's see what they gave us.
What do you need?
Oops.
I know what's missing.
Mallet wrench,
Supposed to be a
socket.
pressure gauge in there.
Oh, it was there somewhere. It fell out. Screwdriver with handle, which I'm assuming also acts as the torque for your socket, and even a tire gauge. I cover everything. Oh, and this little guy. So you can certainly use the tools that they give you, or you can use your own, whatever works better for you. All right, so just looking at this closer. Just sit that in there. It goes in there. Close to those wires.
Man, it's something hot.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's right for it.
Oh, it might be there.
It's upside down.
The reservoirs are
Yeah, it's still full though.
Okay, so just for testing purposes, see that this is the tool that they give you. Those definitely work. Okay, again, we'll leave that a little loose until we put the handlebars in. Okay. You want to come over here while I put the handlebars on? Or it's kind of like a significant milestone kind of thing. Screws in there.
Just set the other two bolts on and
Are
then.
you holding it up over there, or where is it?
No, just the wires. That's why you gotta set the caps on, start the screws. That'll line everything up. Black, probably.
No, it's just,
Oh,
it's just one version.
I don't know. No, hey, I don't know.
This there's 4 of these in here, so I'm assuming these are the ones.
Oh, the Allen heads?
Yeah. That goes in there.
If you do this, there's also lines these before you tighten. Now let's go with a uncomfortable angle. We'll wait to get you good in there. We can adjust those.
Yeah, they're going to be adjusted any time. But yeah, something that makes, that looks pretty good. All right, so we're going to tighten these up. This top bracket, one of the holes wasn't quite drilled the way that it should be, so the threads were catching from the screw. The screw should pass through freely, so we used a 5/16 drill bit to clean up that hole and make sure that the screw passes through without getting caught.
Right. Here, I'll go next
So-
size bigger. More, right?
We're gonna go the next size bigger, because as you can see, these come in here. That's supposed to sit all the way down in the hole without having to screw it. This hole, now the threads seem to pass through, but it's still, I think it's an angle issue. It's coming through at an angle, so if you can favor like this bottom edge,
Try
kind of.
running those screws down with nothing in them.
The screws are fine. So now we adjusted that opening a little bit, and you can see that they both sit down in the hole. Again, that was 5/16, and it was actually, it looked like the original hole wasn't quite drilled straight, so it was causing the bottom to kind of bow out, and it was causing the top to get caught on the lip up here. So got that straightened out, put it back on. And we're losing our angle on our assembly.
Well, if they're not adjusted, they'll, hey, will they be like this with this?
Well, I know, we can figure that out once
Yeah.
we put it all together. You can get to that from
Oh, the
underneath.
springs aren't on.
The what?
Springs aren't in.
Oh, well.
Guess that's a step 2, huh?
So tie rod assembly.
It should be this there.
These guys right here.
Yeah. Line away.
So there's that, and then where are the pins at? Okay. The little pins. You can see all that here. So on each side you got this, this, and this. There's a hole in the assembly, so you put the washer on top. Put the nut on with the slices facing upward. And you're gonna have to line that up with the hole. Now what, let's see. We want to get that tight. Does this fit? What does this fit?
What was that?
Just this. Trying to see if any of the tools that they provide fit that. No, they don't. So. 17 millimeter. Okay. Bring it back,
The washer goes on first? Yes?
I mean, after you get the pin through, yeah, on the top.
No.
Ow.
No, it doesn't, does it?
Yeah, it goes on top.
No. Yeah, the washer goes through. Not after you get the pin through. I don't know what you're
No,
saying.
I thought that, no, the tie rod. I thought you were asking if you wanted the tie rod underneath, or. So yeah, I had to back up one slot because I couldn't get the last slot to move because it just tightens beyond that.
Give me the wrench. Give me the wrench.
Just use something to. All right, so just real quick, as you can see here, what do you call them? Shocks and struts.
Yeah.
There's no instructions in the book that identify that these are disconnected, but obviously you have to assemble those. We lifted the frame up on a block to give us the room for those to line up. I just hope that they gave us hardware to do that. I think they did. All right.
Back, I would go front to back.
That's the hardware. So the hardware exists. That's for the back wheel. That's for the back wheel.
Alright.
But the instructions go handlebar, rod installation, rear wheel assembly, front wheel assembly, front bumper assembly, battery installation, and then done. So I wonder how many people took this out for a ride without the front shocks attached. You said front to back, right?
I would, yeah.
Pretty simple. Just line it up with the hole. Here, let me move over here so you can see. So, in here, screw on the back side. And what size was this?
It works out. And then just take it up snug.
Sure it works if you can find an angle to do it from.
Here, let's go. Hold it back.
Hold it back this way. All right.
You can pull it forward if you want. Go that way?
Okay. Proper leverage.
And I'll do the same thing in the back.
What?
Put it on the ground.
Yeah, right. Just bring in your ramps. You still have ramps?
I'll help you.
All right.
Ready? Yeah. I'll do it for you. Okay. Okay, one more. You might have to move these.
Oh, when you put the tires on.
Yeah.
Here, just turn it, lift it up, and I'll rotate them. Just hold it up.
There you go.
Okay.
There you have it. This has to be slid back here.
All right.
Now, before you do that, you have to adjust this chain. You might as well do it now. You loosen these four bolts.
I think it's these two. That's what this hinges on.
Well, it says put the tires on. Let's put the tires on, right?
Well, yeah, I guess.
That's what it says, right? So what's it say?
Well, it also skipped the front shock, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, rear wheel assembly, so. Pretty straightforward. Put them on and put a washer on the outside and then put a cap on, so.
Assume all the wheels are the same.
No, they're not. Front, back are the same.
What do you mean?
We'll see.
So do I have a front wheel or a back? They're all 4 tires are the same.
No, they're not.
Then how do you know you grabbed the right one? Oh, I got
Because they're not the same.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
What you're saying is it's obvious which ones are the back ones. If you actually look at them.
There. Oh, just get my part. You get a paddock fee?
The big ones are over there. I don't have one. So yeah, this kind of lines up. I assume I want it to get as tight as possible.
Couldn't hurt,
Do I just take it where it ended up, lined up?
Well, mine doesn't line up, so I'm going to take it to the next level. Ooh.
It'll look like a quad now.
I'm guessing we each take 4 of these, right?
I would imagine.
There's 4. There's extra. I don't know what that means, but
Oh, what are these?
I don't know.
Huh.
Find out when we get there.
Oh, those are for the front grill thing. That's what they
Here,
are.
let me get my mini impact.
Okay. This is pretty nice looking.
Sweet, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
the last. This is all the instructions there are.
Okay.
Oh, battery installation, but
No, we still have to do the adjustment on the.
I'm saying, but it's the adjustment on the thing is not in the instruction.
Hold that up like that. I think so.
Protect the nose.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
too.
Yeah. Good idea.
That should move now. Yeah, that's all right. It's a lock in. It's not going nowhere. Did you get a bigger print box here? Okay, so that's an hour. Well, yeah, I'm timing the battery, but that's all. Yeah, the camera most of the time, I figured. Did you loosen that one yet?
And remember, always stay hydrated. Yes.
No, they're not all 4 loosened, are they?
Yeah, you loosened it. I mean, I didn't go beyond what you thing on the outside and you did the inside. Neat trick, if you need more torque, these 2 wrenches, put this in here like this,
Be very careful.
and then gives you a lot more leverage.